Hi all, welcome to the session of HTML using John Deckett for the chapter 2 called text. So in earlier class we learnt about the chapter 1 where the structure of the HTML document and some of the tags like head tag, title tag and body tag. So if you missed that tutorial, please visit that tutorial and get insight of it. The description, the link for the video is available in the description. Okay, so without further delaying the time, so we'll start the second chapter called text. In this chapter, we learn about the text formatting in HTML documents and the tags used in order to format uh, many of the contents in the paragraph. For example, the content needs to be italic, bold, emphasize, subscript, hyperscript, etc. So what all we are going to learn in the chapter 2 is headings and paragraphs, bold, italic and emphasis, structure and semantic markup. Okay, to start with, let us start with heading. So HTML has got 6 levels of heading. So H1 to H6. So as you note that the H1 is the main heading which is got a higher font, and as we go H2, H3, H4 and H6 the font of the heading goes on and decreases. So with the help of this heading, these headings can be used in a HTML document for various subheadings and main headings. So we'll demonstrate this through an example. So we'll open a sublime text. Okay, so HTML, and we'll save this document as file. Save it. So we'll type as chapter text underscore hyphen chapter 2. Okay, so we need to be always save it .html file. So .html. Okay, so to start with, so I have already a text which is available in order to make this tutorial more faster. So I'll just use this existing, sorry. Okay, so you can see here. So these are the different type of headings which will be available. So I'll save this, and if you go here and just do open with browser, so you can see here. So there are different types of headings available. For example, the H1 is a story of this book. In the book is a H1 tag. This is a H2 tag. Again, I have given a H1 tag because that's why it is main tag. So we can delete this for time being in order to have a better formatting experience. So when we do that, so we'll have this heading. So you can see here H1, H2, H3, H4, H5 and H6. The levels goes on changes. So this is about HTML heading tag. Okay. So the next comes the paragraph. To create a paragraphs, we need to add a tag called p and slash p as shown in the presentation. So it's always denoted by p, and it is has to be end with. So we'll demonstrate this. So as I told, we'll copy the content. So this is some of the paragraph which is you will use it uh, for our example. Sorry. Okay. So time being, we'll already delete all these tags so that we need to explain all the tags. 2 minutes and just I'll make this all the tags and do a plain paragraph text, plain text without any these tags available. So this will be a raw text, and we'll see how this looks when we put a tag, how this will look. So I'm making this in order to do a live demonstration of all the tags which are available in the HTML. Okay, so now if you save this and refresh this document, so you can see here these are the head tags and everything is same. So there is all the plain text. So now, so what? So this is a paragraph text. So what we have already have is this paragraph text, which is denoted by P paragraph and it ends with P paragraph. And we have another paragraph which starts with P and ends with P. Okay. Okay. So by enclosing with the tag B and minus B, we can make a particular text in a paragraph to be bold. So this is a syntax the of the document in which the word needs to be bold. So I'll just put this tag, how to use this. So I'll just put a B tag here and I'll make this part to be bold. Okay, so we'll save this. So earlier it was a plain text document without any formatting. If I do enter, okay, I need to save this, sorry. Save this, and if I just refresh it, you could see here. This on her desk is the part where it becomes bold because of this bold tag. Okay, so this is how the bold tag is used in that paragraph. So if you want to make a letter to be italic, then it needs to be denoted by I tag and slash I has a close tag. So let us do italic. So we'll make this part of the text to be italic. So we should put with I and then just close with I tag. So, okay, control paste. So then just save it and go here and enter. So you can see here now which part of this and see and the longer is it italic. This is how you use tags in a paragraph. Okay, so these are the some of the examples which have been given in which we have to make use of bold and italic text. So the next comes the subscript and superscript. What is a subscript and a superscript? The sub element is used to contain a content that should be superscript, such as suffixes of dates, mathematical concepts, raising a number to the power, such as 2 to the power of 4 or fourth, day fourth in the calendar, like that way. And subscript is like an element used to contain a character that should be subscripted. It is commonly used in footnotes, chemical formulas such as like H2O, CO2, etc. So let us do an example. So I'll just copy the same part of the code. Uh, uh, so this is an example of a subscript. So how it looks like is okay. So you can see here. So what we have done is on the fourth for th is the superscript. So th has got superscript and it has become like this way, and it has becomes 4th of September. Similarly, if you want to write formula of EMC square, then we have to write EMC and a tag sub to be put and then it should be put to subscript. Similarly, if you want to have a subscript, for example, for a formulas like CO2, STO2, then this is the syntax which we have to use. For example, for a paragraph, the amount of CO2. So if we should put a tag called sub to and it should be ended with /b. So when you run this tag or when you open this through a browser, then how it look like is you can see here, the amount of CO2. This part of the is got subscripted and also this part of thing is got subscripted. And this is superscript and this is subscript. So superscript and subscripts are the tags which can be used in any document in if you want to have a footer no footers or to the documents which need to be to the power like 2 to the power of 4 and some mathematical formula, then we'll use superscript. And if you want to write a chemical formulas like CO2, H2O, OT, then we'll use subscript text, subscript tag. Okay, so next. So what is a white space? So we'll just look upon the white space. In order to make the code easier to read, web page authors often add extra spaces or a start some with elements with a new lines. When the browser comes across two or more spaces next to each other, it only displays one space. Similarly, it contains across a line break. It treats as a single space too. So this is how the white space is used. So this is how a typical example. For example, there are a lot of space available here, but it ignores all the space and provides only one page. So if you want to have a break line, then also we can use some of times the, uh, for example, this here. Is written in the next if that this has to come back in the same line, then we can write like this way. Okay. So next comes the line breaks and horizontal rules. So what is a line break? So typically when a browser is opened with any text, it shows each as a new paragraph and heading in a new line. But if you want to add a line break inside the middle of a paragraph, then we can use a line break tag. So for example, so it is denoted by br slash. So how it can be used in our documents are, I'll just show this. So what I will do is I'll try to break this line and put it to the next line with this tag. Okay, so you observe keenly. So this the work is refused. This goes to next one. Right now, what it has happened, it has started with line as per the browser formatting. So if you want to do this to come on the next line, then we have to use a tag called br break. So now you can see here work. See, this has come to next line. Work is refused and other things. Okay. So this is the use of horizontal tag. And if you want to create horizontal rules, for example, in any document, if you want to go to next page or if you want to add a next scene to a play, then we'll use this HR line. To break us between a theme such as a change in a topics in a book or a new scene in a play, then we'll use a horizontal line to be put in the document. So the horizontal rule tag is denoted by HR. So we'll see how it can be used. So for example, I can write HR. Okay. So now HR tags makes this to be as a horizontal come in the, with a horizontal line. You can see here the horizontal line is drawn between the two scenes. So this part of the things is upper part of the document. This will be the lower part of the document and which is separated by a horizontal rule. Okay. So now, so now So there are some tag called strong and emphasis. If you want to make any content in the document to be strong, elements indicates, then you will use a tag called strong. So how it has to be used in a text in HTML document. For example, if you want to make this piano work to be strong, from here everything will become bold. See, from here everything will become strong. So by default will show the contents to be strong element is bold. So if by default if it is strong, then everything will become bold with this tag. So if you want to do emphasize a particular text, then we'll use a tag called em. So how it can be used? So I'll just write. So we'll make this last 10 years to be emphasized. So we should always end with the emphasis tag. Em, no, slash em. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So when you save this and open in a browser, you can say last 10 years. Okay, see the last 10 years. This is got emphasized. Okay, so these are tags. The next comes a block tag. These two elements commonly used for marking up quotations. Block quote. The block quote element is used for a longer quotes that take up an entire paragraph. Note how the paragraph front is still used inside the block top element. Browsers tend to indent the content of the block type element. However, we should not use these elements such as to indicate a piece of a text. Rather than it should be achieved for the emphasizing of a correct CSS. This is how it look like. So I'll not go through this example. So this block quote is defined like this way with opening braces, and this is your attributes and this is the value. And if you want to have a quotation block quote for a particular, then we should start with end with block quote. Okay, there is one more tag called q, which is equal to which is shorter quotes that which in the paragraph. Browsers are supposed to put a quotes around the q. However, internet does not, therefore many people avoid using this q. So this gives a smaller code, but since Internet Explorer does not support, some most of the people doesn't use this tag. Okay, so now the next tag is abbreviation and acronyms. So what is abbreviation? So abbreviation is, for example, if you want to abbreviate anything, then we have to use a tag called abbreviate. So how it can be used, we'll see. For example, so if you go to here, we have got a DNA here. So what we'll do is ABB. So abbreviated tag. So title is equal to this much. So what should be this? This is a DNA. So what is that abbreviated as? It is abbreviated as DNA. So what needs to be abbreviated? After that, we should put that tag, closing tag. So this is a DNA, and then you put a ABB. Okay. Just save it. You can see here. This DNA is given, but the content like what it is not displayed in the text document, HTML document. I mean the HTML document. Okay, so the next is abbreviation and acronyms. Okay, So now let us move further. So there is something called as citation and definition. A citation, when you refer a piece of work such as a book, film, or a research paper, then cite element is used to indicate the citation from. So from where this has citation has come, for example, if you are referring some old book or reference to a old book and other things, then we are going to use this. So let us use this site example in this order. So for example, I can just put a site here. For example, this part. Okay. So now you can see here, this part of the thing is the citation for any document. Citation she used has explained to the particular, referring to particular event or everything. So for example, was a well thumb copy of the road. So this got citation. Okay. So if you want to, first time if you are explaining any definitions, new terminologies or academic concepts, there are some jargons in a document. It is known as instead of it. The definition element is used to indicate the defining instant of a new item. Some browser shows definition as TF element as italic. Safari and shows its changes are affected. Okay. So for example, I'll just write a definition for a particular text part of the text. So we'll just write a ELMA source definition DFN. Okay. So if I save this, some part, so it will come in the italic. See here, ELMA is got italic. Okay. So next. Okay. So there is a one more tag called address. So if you want to put an address in any of the HTML document, then the tag used is address. The address element has a quite a specific use to contain the contact details of author of a page. It can also contain a physical address, a telephone number, a email ID address. So this is the usage of tag, how we have to use. So for example, we'll show it this. So for example, this is the address. Okay, we'll just add it here. Address. Then you put a paragraph. If you want to add a link, href. Okay, so we'll just put address like this way. So we can put a link and other things as shown in the figure, but I'll not go for that because it is straightforward. So how it look like? So when you put this, the address put part will become here. So it will become italic, and if you want to add some phone number and other things will come here. Okay. So the next is a tag is used for a changing of content. So ANS is the insert and DEL is the delete part of the text. So I'll take this example in order to demonstrate. So if you go to here and I can just put at the last. So now if you see here in the paragraph, this part is deleted and it is striked out and this part is added. It is underlined when you open in a browser. So I have just added that so you can see here. So the worst part is striked out and the best part is underlined. So these are the two tags del and add ads or insert, sorry, I'm sorry, ans is to insert, del is for to strike up of the existing uh, text in the browser. Okay, so this is a simple examples which we have already explained in the tutorial, which uses different types of tags which to format a text in the document. So you can see here it has got a head and a body, a paragraph, and if you want to make this part of say italic, then you use it italic, I tag, and citation is used by cite tag. And if you want to have a smaller quote, then we are used by smaller q, and the abbreviations are used as abbreviations, and so on. And if you want to emphasize any text part of the text, then it is used by the tag answer. So let us summarize. The HTML elements are used to describe the structure of the page. Example, headings, subheadings, paragraphs. They also provide semantic information. Example, where emphasis should be placed, the definition of acronyms used when given in a text is a quotation. When given text is a quotation. Okay, this is all about the text. So the many tags are used in a paragraph or any text document where formatting is required. For example, bold, italic, quotations means providing address, highlighting particular text. Then we'll use this type of tags for formatting of text documents. I think hope this tutorial was as useful to you. Feel free to subscribe this channel and get no more notification and press bell icon to get more notification. Please share this video and press a like button, which will encourage me to do this type of tutorials and help you in this regards. Help me in this records. Thank you. Have a nice day.